Hello and welcome to yoga, my yoga friends. Hopefully you all can hear me. Maybe let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Take a moment to just give people a chance to arrive if they're still arriving and arriving on our mats. Hopefully you have a mat and some blocks. That will be really helpful for our practice today. But as we arrive here today, let's just settle in, begin to bring awareness to our breath, begin to bring awareness to any sensations that we're having in our body this morning, good, bad, whatever. And let's try to be present here, right here on our mats. So anything that happened this morning before, anything that's going to happen later in the day, leave that all. Just be present. That's always my goal personally in yoga, to just be present. If you want to set an intention for your practice, you can do that. But I like to just be present. So let's begin by bringing our right hand to our belly and our left hand to our chest. You can let the eyes gently close. And we'll begin to notice our breathing. Feeling our belly fill up with air. Feeling our exhale. Again, nice deep breaths. Breathing in, calming, cooling air. Exhaling anything you don't need and that doesn't serve you. One more. Nice big breath in and a relaxing breath out. Good. Let's bring our right fingertips to the ground. I think I'm not mirroring you, so just use the cues from my voice. Bring your right fingertips to the ground, and we're going to inhale our left arm up. Reach, reach, reach to the sky, but keep that shoulder coming down away from the ear. And then we'll begin to stretch over. Getting a nice side stretch. Pressure on the hand on the ground is light. And then we'll inhale back up and exhale down. The other side now. We're going to inhale that right arm up, relaxing the shoulder, exhaling over. Hold that for a moment. On your next inhale, come up. And exhale, release down. We're going to continue coordinating that with our breath. So it's an inhale up, exhale over, inhale up, and exhale down. Again, on the other side, inhale up, exhale over, inhale up, and exhale down. One more each side. Inhale up, exhale over, inhale up, and exhale down. Remember, audible inhales and exhales are always good. So let's do the second side again. Inhale up, exhale over, inhale up, and exhale down. We're going to bring both arms out in a T, and we're going to inhale here. And as we exhale, we're going to bring our arms forward and round our spine. And then we're going to inhale, open, and exhale and round the spine. Again, inhale, open, big chest stretch, exhale, round the spine. Inhale, open, Exhale and round, and you can let your head drop. Inhale, open. Let's do 2 more. Exhale and round. Inhale, open. Exhale and round. We're going to sit up nice and tall, hands on our knees, and we're going to take our left hand, bring it to our right knee. We're going to place our right hand behind us, and we're going to go into a little spinal twist here. As you inhale, grow taller. And as you exhale, see if you can find a little more of a twist. Inhale and grow taller. Exhale, a little deeper twist. But no need to be a hero this early in the practice. We're not quite warmed up yet, so just be mindful of all your movements. And then we'll come back to center. Before we do the other side, let's do some torso circles. So we're going to circle around. You can make these circles as big or as small as you want. And you can also coordinate this with your breath. So you can inhale coming forward and exhale going back, or whatever feels good to you. That's the pattern I like. Nice. And let's switch the circles to the other side. And we'll do one more, and we'll come back to a neutral spine. We'll take the right hand this time, bring it to the left knee. Left fingertips are tented behind us, and we'll sit up nice and tall, and then we will stretch over to the left. Little spinal twist here. On the inhale, grow taller. On the exhale, twist a little deeper. On the inhale, grow taller. On the exhale, twist a little deeper. And then we'll come back to neutral. Let's do a little bit of shoulder warm up. So we're going to roll our shoulders back, up, back, and down. And then we'll switch and roll our shoulders forward. And if you're newer in your practice, sometimes the range of motion is less coming forward. And as you keep practicing, you will notice that it improves. So we're going to come up onto our hands and knees, tabletop position, to continue our warm-up. So get comfortable. Wrists are below the shoulders, knees are below the hips. And we're going to just start by pressing back into child's pose. And just a few breaths here. Coming back up, let's extend our right leg long along the mat. With our toes on the ground, we're going to just work a little calf stretch here. Really trying to feel that stretch through the right calf. And then we're going to bring our knee back to neutral. And we'll do the same on the other side. So we want our hips lined up. We don't want to be sinking to one side or the other. You can stay static in your stretch or you can bounce a little bit. Whatever is calling to you this morning. And then we'll bring that knee back. Let's begin to warm up our spine or continue our spinal warm up with a little cat-cow. So from a neutral spine, we're going to tilt the tailbone up and look up on the inhale. And tilt the tailbone down and round the spine on the exhale. Again, tilting the tailbone up, looking up, and rounding on the exhale. Nice big stretched out spine, pretending like you're a scared black cat on Halloween. And we'll go one more. Inhale and exhale. And actually, let's do one more. And what I really want you to think is starting from the base of the tailbone on this movement and moving like a wave so that your head comes up last. And again, on the exhale, moving like a wave from the tailbone and head coming last. Actually, let's do one more, thinking about that motion. And exhaling to cat. Let's come back to a neutral spine. We're going to stretch that right leg long again, like we just did. And this time we're going to lift it up and we're going to cross it over and we're going to look towards that heel. So a little side stretch here. And then let's bring that back to neutral. We're going to extend the left leg long. And then we're going to cross it over, side stretch to the other side. Good. And bring that back to neutral. We're going to lift up the right leg now to hip height. Our hands are nice and strong beneath us. And our hips are level. So you want to make sure one hip is not coming up, it's not sinking down. Hips are nice and level. We're going to bring our left arm out for our bird dog pose. And this is a great pose to work on your core strength, coordinating the movement between your limbs. And we're going to bring it all back down. Now we're going to take our right toes, stretch them out long, and then we're going to lift that leg up. Again, focusing on our alignment. You can look back to your hips and making sure they're in a nice line. And still breathing, we're going to extend our right arm into our bird dog pose. And you can have your toes pointed down or they can be pointed out. But I prefer to do it with my foot flexed. And then we'll come back to neutral and press back into child's pose. We'll come back up into our tabletop. Setting my blocks off to the side here. From our tabletop, we're going to inch our knees back a little bit so that we can kind of start to come into an upward cobra, a little bit of an up dog here, but just warming up. And then we're going to push back into child's pose from there. So it's a little mini flow. We're going to inhale forward into this upward cobra shape. Your knees can be on the ground or off the ground. and pushing back into child's pose on the exhale. So inhaling forward with your breath and exhaling back. Again, inhaling forward and exhaling back. Warming up the shoulders, the back, looking up and exhaling back, and we will come back up into neutral tabletop. You can stay right where you are. I'm going to swing around so that you can see me from this angle. From here, we're going to bring our right leg out to the side, and we're going to push up on our hands and come up into gate pose. So we're feeling strong through our left leg. Right leg is nice and extended. Foot is facing the front away from the body. We're going to inhale our left arm up. Nice and tall and extended here. Shoulder is not creeping up. It's staying down. We're going to exhale over. Little side stretch here. And inhale up. And exhale. Release over. One more. Inhale, straighten up, lengthen, and exhale over. We're going to go on a little adventure here. We're going to take our left hand. We're going to drop it down. You can use a block if you have one handy, but you don't need one. We're going to bring our hand to the mat or to a block. We're going to inhale that right arm up. And maybe it comes up and over to a little extended supported side plank here. And if you want, you can lift up that right leg. A little work into that hip there. Nice. So we can release that leg. We can use our core to pull us up. And let's extend both arms up. Maybe we look up and come back to our tabletop. So we're going to repeat that on the other side. So from tabletop, we're going to extend out the left leg, toes pointing forward. We're going to come up. Let's bring both arms up, look up. And then let's take the left hand to the left leg and inhale up and over for a little side stretch here. Awesome. One of my favorite poses. And then let's go into our modified side plank. Hand can be on the mat or on a block. Inhaling the left arm up. And exhaling, extending over. Really just feeling that extension through the left side body. Filling up with air, with breath, with prana. Not collapsing into that right shoulder, but staying nice and long. And we can maybe, if it's available, lift up that left leg. Nice. We can release out of all of this. Coming back up. Let's bring both hands up, look up, and back into our tabletop. From tabletop, let's push up into our first down dog of our practice. So curling your toes under, lifting your hips, lifting your knees, and knees can be very bent. Maybe we start by pedaling out the feet. It's okay if your heels are not on the ground and your knees are not bent. What I really like to focus on in down dog is getting length from my hips to my fingertips. So breathing here and feeling strong. That's what it's all about. That's what the whole point of the practice is. One of the points of the practice. To feel strong, to feel good and solid in our bodies. And from here, we'll inhale, and our next inhale will come forward into plank. And we'll hold plank for a moment or two. Again, just feeling strong and solid in our bodies. Head is not dipping down. Everything's in a nice line. Ankles to knees, to hips, to shoulders. One nice solid line, and we'll push back up into our down dog. And from here, we'll just begin to flow a little. So we'll inhale forward and exhale back. Inhale forward and exhale back. One more. Inhale forward and exhale back. And we can drop our knees and come into child's pose. Hopefully we're building a little bit of heat. And remember that no matter what we're doing, child's pose is always an option. So if you feel the need to relax a little bit or step back, child's pose is always there. And yoga is not a competition. We're all about just being in our bodies, appreciating where we are. In this child's pose, let's take our arms and extend them out nice and long. And then we'll bring our hands into a prayer position with our elbows near our head. And we'll bring our hands back so we can feel a little bit more of a stretch through our triceps and our upper back. It's a nice little variation that I like to do in child's pose to get a little bit of an extra stretch, make it a little bit of an active pose, even though it is a restful pose. And we'll extend our hands out, come back up into our tabletop. We'll press back up into another down dog. And we'll take the tiniest little baby steps to walking our feet forward into a forward fold. So knees can be very bent, arms can be relaxed. And then we'll roll up one vertebra at a time, head coming up last. Good. So from here, facing the top of our mat, we're going to step our right foot back into warrior one. So let's set up our alignment for our warrior one. We want our knee directly over our ankle. We want both hips facing the top of our mat, so they're like headlights facing the top of the mat. We're going to inhale our arms up and relax our shoulders down. Back foot is at about a 45-degree angle, if that works for you. And our gaze is nice and soft and forward. From here, we can take our hands, interlace them behind our back, look up, and really feel those shoulders relaxing away from your ears. Nice. We'll come back into our warrior one with our extended arms. And we're going to open out into Warrior Two. Gaze is nice over the left fingertips. And in Warrior Two, our hips are both facing the side of the mat. So they go from headlights to facing the side. From here, we're going to windmill our arms down. We're going to step back into plank. And we're going to lower onto our knees. And then we're going to lower our chest and our chin and peel up into a little tiny baby cobra. We're going to tuck our toes under, press back up into down dog. And we're going to take those tiny little baby steps forward. Nice. So from our forward fold, we're going to roll up super slowly, one vertebra at a time. We're going to inhale all the way up this time. Look up. We're going to cactus our arms. Still looking up. We're going to look up, maybe a slight back bend. And hands to heart center. Whew. This time we're going to step our left foot back. Warrior One. So again, front knee is tracking over the front ankle. Our gaze is nice and steady. Looking forward, our shoulders are relaxed away from our ears. Very, very, very important aspect. In yoga, you want to just think continuously, are my shoulders relaxed away from my ears? It's a good self-correction to always be making. Chin is maybe tucked in a little bit. And from here, we're going to interlace our fingers, drawing the shoulder blades down the back. Some nice exhales. Remember to always be moving that breath around your body. We're going to bring our arms back up and open up into Warrior Two on this side. Again, focusing on our alignment. Is your back arm sinking down? Bring it up. Is your gaze tracking over your front hand? Is your knee directly over your ankle? And hold here, nice and steady. You're going to bring that right hand down, windmill the left arm, and step back into our high plank. You can come down this time, knees, chest, chin, or you can come down chaturanga. So nice slow lower here. Entire body hits the mat. Coming up into that little baby cobra again. Tucking the toes under. Stepping back into downward dog. And our little tiny baby steps forward into our forward fold. From here, we're going to rise up one vertebra at a time, circling the arms, gazes up, maybe a little back bend, cactus our arms, expand the chest, raise the arms one more time, and hands to heart center. Taking a few breaths here. You can leave your hands here or put them by your side, a little mountain pose, reset pose. And do flow through a few more vinyasas with our standing postures. We're going to inhale up. Exhale down to a forward fold. From here, we're going to inhale into our flat back. So hands can come to the shins or the thighs. Focuses on getting that back as flat as possible. We're going to bring our hands down. We're going to step back into our plank. Can lower chaturanga, keeping the elbows tucked into the body, or knees, chest, chin. Curl up, cobra or up dog. Tucking the toes, down dog. This time we're going to lift the right leg up, open that hip. Three-legged dog, hip opener. And then we're going to step that right foot through into our runner's lunge. Just holding that for a few moments. Now, you don't need a block, but you can use one. We're going to place a block under the left hand or just on the mat. We're going to come up into twisting lunge. So back knee is off the mat. Gaze can be up towards the fingertips or out in front of you or down, whatever works for your neck. We're going to come out of that. We're going to step back. Flow through our vinyasa, chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin. Low cobra. Back into down dog. We're going to take the left leg, open that up. Three-legged dog, hip opener. And we're going to step that foot through into our runner's lunge. So hands are framing the front foot. Knee is directly over the ankle. And we're going to come into our twisting lunge. So you can grab a block or just put your palm or fingertips on the mat. We're going to inhale that left arm up and hold our twisting lunge here. Breathing, always breathing. Good. We're going to step back into our plank. Lower chaturanga, knees, chest, chin. To our cobra or up dog, your choice, and back to down dog. We're going to take that right leg, again, three-legged hip opener. We're going to step it through. And this time we're going to spin that back heel down. We're going to come up into warrior two. And here we're going to do a flow. So on our inhale, we're going to straighten that front leg and bring our arms up. On our exhale, back to warrior two. Few of these. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. We're going to bring our left hand down along our left leg. Inhale into peaceful warrior. So right hand comes up, keeping those warrior two legs. Relaxing that left arm down along the body. And then we're going to take that elbow to the right knee and inhale the left arm up, and maybe it comes over. Option. And from here, we're going to use our core strength, bring ourselves back up into warrior two, and we'll make a little flow here. So we'll inhale peaceful warrior, exhale warrior two, inhale side angle, And exhale, warrior two. And one more. And back to warrior two. We're going to cartwheel our arms down, step that right foot back. From our top of our plank, we're going to lower down however you get there. Little baby cobra. Curl the toes, a down dog. And from here, we're going to lift that left leg. Left leg, three-legged dog, hip opener. From here, we're going to step through to, you guessed it, warrior two. Holding our warrior two for a moment, resetting. We're going to come into a little flow. So on our inhale, we're going to bring our arms up, straighten the front leg, exhale down, arms up and straighten, exhale down, up and straighten, exhaling down, good. One more. Really let it out. And from here, we're going to bring our right leg down along our right hand down along our right leg. We're going to bring that arm up into our peaceful warrior. Your gaze can be forward, it can be to the side of your mat, it can be down, it can be up at your hand, which I like. We'll come into our warrior two again. And then let's go into our side angle or extended side angle. Weight on the elbow is pretty light. And then we're going to extend that arm over, if you so choose. And let's make a little tiny flow here. If your left thigh isn't dying already, like mine is, we're gonna come back up into warrior two. Inhale. Peaceful, exhale, warrior two. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, peaceful. Last one. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, a warrior two. Let's cartwheel the arms. Step back and let's hold our plank for a moment here, as if we need to build any more heat than we already have. Let's just hold that plank a little bit. And then we'll bring our knees down. Whew, drop back into child's pose. Awesome work. I have one more little standing posture I want to do. So let's curl our toes up into our down dog. Really feeling that stretch to the back again. We're going to lift the right leg, three-legged dog, hip opener. Step it through. This time we're going to spin our back heel down. We're going to come up warrior two. We're going to extend that front leg so it's nice and long. You can have a slight bend in your knee, or you can have your knee locked, either way, whatever feels good for your body. We're going to reach forward until you can't reach forward anymore. And then we're going to come down to the mat, to our calf, to a block, whatever feels good for you. We're going to lift that left arm up, triangle pose. The stretch is in that front hamstring. And it should feel quite good. Breathing here. We really want to focus on in triangle pose is not collapsing the upper body forward. You really want to pretend that there's a wall behind you and you're actually opening and pushing against it. So really keeping that shoulder coming back, the upper shoulder, and also not collapsing through the neck with that lower shoulder. So you're not scrunching down. It's a nice big open expansive pose here. If you have a block, we can remove that. We're going to bring our hands to the inside of that foot. You can bend the knee to do so. We're going to step that foot halfway, the back foot halfway forward. Blocks do come in handy here, especially if you're less flexible. We're going to come into pyramid pose, one of my favorites. And we're going to just keep our spine nice and straight wherever you are. So it might be looking forward. You might be a lot closer to your front leg. Wherever you're at, just honor it. You can even peel your front toes up off the mat. Whatever feels good here. You want to keep both hips pointing forward. And we're going to step that left foot forward, and we're going to just come down into a forward fold or a ragdoll wherever you're at, and maybe notice the difference between your left side and your right side. Now that we've stretched out that right hamstring quite extensively, might notice a little difference here. So in your forward fold, you can have your knees bent, place your palms on the ground, or you can keep your knees straight. Wherever your fingertips land, maybe they're up here and that's totally fine. Maybe they're just skimming the mat like mine. I've worked very hard to get there. Or maybe you're like all the way curled over and hugging your legs, and that's amazing too. So wherever you are in this forward fold, and we'll start to come up vertebrae by vertebrae. Nice and relaxed. Let's extend the arms all the way up overhead. And bring our hands back to heart center. Let's flow together here a little bit. Let's inhale up. We'll fold over, forward fold. Come up into our halfway lift. We're going to step back into our plank. We're going to lower knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. And we're going to curl upwards. Low cobra or up dog. And then we'll press back into down dog. Nice. We're going to take that left foot up, three-legged dog, hip opener. We're going to step it through our hands, spin up a warrior two. Breathing. We're going to extend that front leg. We're going to stretch forward, stretch until we can't stretch anymore. And then we're going to come and find our triangle pose. So bottom hand lands on the mat, on your calf, on a block, but not collapsing over with that shoulder. Top hand is up, reaching, and the stretch is in that front leg. Nice breathing here. Great work. All right, we're gonna bring both hands down. We're gonna step that back foot forward about halfway into our pyramid pose. If you want, you can stretch up to begin. You don't have to, you can come right into it. And again, we're just stretching here. Nice flat back, not rounding over. There are times when we want to round over. I'm going to make the suggestion that now is not one of them. Keep that nice flat back. Feel that intense stretch. If you want, you can put a little micro bend in the front knee, and maybe even feel the stretch in a different place, more in your glute than your hamstring. Whatever's feeling good for your body today. Again, keeping those shoulders relaxed away from the ears. And a little bend in the knees, and we will step forward. We're coming towards the end of our practice, so we're actually going to come to sit on our mat, however you want to get there. I'm going to face forward. You can stay right where you are. We're going to take our right leg and extend it long, and we're going to take that left foot towards the right thigh. So from here, we're going to sit up nice and tall. We're going to bring our arms up, and we're going to stretch forward with the foot flexed towards those toes. Whether you get there or not is not really important, but just the sensation. In yoga, we're going for sensations and not shapes specifically. It's nice when we can get our alignment all right. But you know what? Wherever you are is good. So many people say, I can't do yoga because I'm not flexible. But the whole point of yoga is to work on your flexibility. So you could be the most inflexible person in the world and be the best candidate for yoga. So it really doesn't matter where you're at. The limitations you put on yourself come from inside your own mind a lot of the time. So nice stretch forward there. We're going to walk our fingertips up that leg, and we're going to switch sides. So extending that left leg out. Now I can point and flex the foot a little bit. So getting in that flexed position, and we'll walk our fingertips down that left leg. You might notice a difference between your two legs. One may be more flexible than the other, and that's perfectly fine. Now I will give you permission to round your back in this pose if you so choose. But just being mindful of your lower back. That's one thing about keeping your lower back straight in these forward fold type poses, is that it does provide some protection for your lower back. So if you know that's an issue for you, then sitting up nice and tall is a good option. You're going to get that stretch in your hamstring one way or the other, right? Nice. We're going to bring both feet together in a cobbler's pose. If you have blocks, I think this is a great time to use them. Just to give your legs a little support. And I always like to use blocks to bring a connection to the earth. Where my body parts don't meet the earth, I bring the earth to me by using blocks, and that's very helpful and very useful. And we're just going to hold on to our feet, and again, bringing that torso forward nice and long. Little inner thigh stretch here. Always breathing. Always seeking relaxation. That breath is something that once you, I don't want to say master it, but once you get to the point where you feel competent with it, you can call on that breath pretty much any time during the day. Any stressful situation, come back to your breath, and it's really very useful. Last seated stretch here, we're going to extend both legs out. And we're going to lift our arms up. Now, if you want, you can just stay in staff pose, which is this L shape. I'm actually going to flip around here. So you can stay in this L shape, or you can start to lean forward a little bit, wherever you come to, and you can even bend your knees. For me personally, hamstrings have always been an issue, and it's something that when I'm doing yoga, sometimes I feel kind of self-conscious about it. Why are my hamstrings not as flexible as everyone else's? But that's a good opportunity to remember that yoga is not about comparing ourselves to others. It is just about being in our body wherever it is right now, having gratitude for everything our body can do for us. And that is so important, much more important than achieving any specific shape. So, again, yoga is about sensations and not shapes. And nice. So, from here, we're going to lower down. Let's actually plant our feet, bend our knees. Let's extend our arms out. We'll do like a little Pilates style lower here. So our upper body is nice and straight. Arms reaching forward, and we're going to come down and curl down one vertebra at a time. Very strengthening for the core. Woo! And come all the way down. Adjust yourself wherever you are in your mat. Get comfortable. Let's extend our arms and legs long. Nice stretch. Whoops, just kicked something. Nice stretch here, full body stretch. And then we'll hug in that right leg, hug in that knee to our chest. And we'll begin to circle it around. So letting the leg be passive, and the circling is coming from your arm movements, and we can switch sides just to get a little stretch through our hip here. And then we'll extend that leg long. Let's get another nice full body stretch. We'll tuck in the left leg, bend that left knee. Hold it here just for a moment. Maybe notice the difference in the two sides before this one is nice and lubricated. And then we'll begin to circle, bringing some blood flow to that hip. And circle in the opposite direction. And release that leg. Again, full body stretch. We're going to bring our feet flat on the floor. Bring our arms beside us, and let's just windshield wiper our legs. So just letting the legs from where they are fall to the right. Feet are mat width apart, mat width distance. And so just some slow windshield wipers just to like get a little motion into the spine. Nice. And then let's hug both knees into our chest. We'll bring our feet back flat to the floor. If you have a block, I love to use a block for a supported bridge. If you don't, you can let's all just tuck our tailbone just slightly off the mat, right? So like not really coming up into bridge, but just a little pelvic tilt there. And then we'll tilt it the other direction. Let that natural gap happen between your back and the mat. That's sort of almost like our neutral spine there. Tilt the pelvis and let the hips come just a little bit off the floor. And again, back to that neutral spine one more time. Tiny, tiny, tiny little bridge preparation. Now, if you don't have a block, you can come up into bridge, bringing your shoulders underneath, closer together, that is. And if you have a block, you can put it on whatever setting you like. I like the medium height. And we'll just enjoy our bridge for just a moment. I like bridge at the end of the practice. Yoga practice traditionally is always leading up to a back bend. A bridge is a very gentle form of a back bend, depending on how deep you go into it. But it's also, with the block, a very restorative pose. It allows the blood to flow back to the head. It's actually an inversion of sorts because the heart is above the head. And then we'll remove the block, come down one vertebrae at a time, hugging the knees in again. And we'll just do one last deeper spinal twist. So we'll bring our feet flat on the floor, about hips distance apart. We're going to pick our hips up and shift them over to the left. So just place them back on the mat, about 2 or 3 inches to the left. And then we're going to let our legs fall to the right. And we're going to open our arms out to a T and enjoy a little spinal twist. It doesn't have to be too deep. You don't get any extra points for going deeper. So just listen to your body. Whatever feels safe for your body is where we'll be today. We're going to bring our feet back flat on the ground. Undo our twist. Again, we're going to pick our hips up, shift them over 2 or 3 inches, and let our knees fall to the left. With our arms out in a T, you can look to the right. That's always an option if your neck is calling you to do that. But again, totally optional. Feeling that twist along the spine. I like to do the picking the hips up first. Not everybody does it that way, but that gives me the twist while keeping the spine in a line. And I like that a little bit better. We'll bring our knees up, bring our hips back to neutral, hug our legs in one more time. If there are any other poses that are calling to you right now, this is your chance to do them. Anything that I forgot or left out that you need to make your practice complete. And we will start to make our way into our Shavasana, extending our legs long, getting comfortable. Always an option to keep the feet flat on the floor and the knees bent, coming into each other if that better suits your lower back. And always the option to keep your hands resting on your belly, or you can have them out to the side, palms up. But as we come into our Shavasana, we begin to deepen our breath. And then we begin to let go and let our bodies integrate the practice that we just did. Without bringing movement to your body just yet, start to bring awareness back to your breath and back to the room and begin to deepen your breath. You can start to wiggle your fingers and toes, maybe circle your ankles, circle your wrists, any movement that helps you bring sensation back to your body, maybe a nice big full body stretch, maybe a yawn. We're going to land in fetal position on our right side, bringing our right side of our head onto our right upper arm. Resting here for a moment, feeling cradled by the earth. And then pressing back up into a seated position. Taking a nice breath together, inhaling, exhaling. One more, a nice deep inhale. Feeling the body fill up and exhale, letting go. I thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Really enjoyed this Saturday morning practice. Thank you so much. The light in me honors the light in you. And I thank you. I will be around here for just a couple more minutes. If anyone's in the chat has any questions or comments or anything like that, I haven't had a chance to read the chat as I've been going, so I will be here. I'm going to sneak that way now. But yes, I thank you so much for joining me in this practice. Oh, thank you all for being here. Thanks, Lee, for saying namaste, sisters. Namaste to you for sure. And yeah, so it's so nice to see so many of your friendly faces in the chat. So Hazel says, Miss Lisa, could you please leave this live available so we can practice later? Understandable if it's no, but thought I'd ask. Yes, of course I can leave it up. I think it went pretty well. I was a little bit nervous to do this, something that's been my dream for a while, to teach yoga on YouTube. We all have our dreams, right? And I'm so glad. I hope that it was the right pace for everybody. Try to make it kind of moderate, not too hard, not too gentle. But yes, thank you, Female Hysteria, Ice Goddess. I'm so glad that you're able to join. And I just want to say, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday, whatever it brings for you. And I'm so glad that we got to do this. If you have any suggestions, like if it was too hard, too easy, you want more flowing or more stretching one body part or another, just let me know. I'm happy to accommodate. Expired Milk says, great job. You're secretly a pro yoga teacher. First time doing this in this format. So yeah, I appreciate the compliments. Really appreciate that. Hopefully the audio was good. This is a new mic. So um, yeah, I don't know. I don't have much else to say. So I just hope you guys have a great day, and I'll catch up with you soon, probably streaming video games tomorrow. So yeah, again, thank you all for entertaining me in my yoga practice. Appreciate it. All right, I'm going to say goodbye for now. Bye.